This week in Voices from the Past, we feature a most distinctive voice. I won't be surprised if you put a name to this voice in just 1 second.
Welcome to my world.
The voice of Jim Reeves, of course, or Gentleman Jim, as he became known. Jim Reeves was born in Texas in 1923. He was the youngest of 8 children, and he won a sports scholarship to the University of Texas. He enrolled to study speech and drama, but left after only 6 weeks. Instead, he took a job in the shipyards in Houston. It wasn't long before Jim returned to his first love, sport, and he joined the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1943, he was called up for military service, but failed his physical examination. So instead, Jim Reeves started working as a radio announcer. His DJing style was different from the other jocks because he sang live between the records. At this point, Jim Reeves was influenced by early country and western swing artists like Jimmie Rodgers and Moon Mullican.
Well, I woke up this morning about 8:30.
As a solo artist, Jim Reeves recorded Millican-type songs, including Each Beat of My Heart and My Heart is Like a Welcome Mat.
My heart's like a welcome.
Jim Reeves had his first big success in 1953 with Mexican Joe.
South of the border.
Other hits followed, such as I Love You and Bimbo, which reached #1 in the US country charts.
Bimbo, bimbo, where you gonna?
Following this big hit, he went on to release his first album, Jim Reeves Sings. This led to Jim Reeves signing a 10-year recording contract with RCA Victor Records. In the same year, 1955, Jim joined the Grand Ole Opry.
All around the water tank.
Enter now, in 1957, RCA producer Chet Atkins, who encouraged Jim to use a more intimate crooner style.
Out where the bright
Four Walls marked the transition from novelty songs like Bimbo to melodic country pop music, which established Jim Reeves as a country balladeer. Four Walls was followed by another massive hit, He'll Have to Go.
Put your sweet lips.
Together, Jim Reeves and Chet Atkins created a new style of country music that used violins and lusher background arrangements. This soon became known as the Nashville Sound. During the 1960s, the name of Jim Reeves spread far and wide. He was particularly popular on the African continent. During the early 1960s, Jim Reeves was more popular in South Africa than Elvis Presley.
This is Jim Reeves of Nashville, Tennessee, saying hello to my friends across the Atlantic.
Now let's hear the voice of Jim Reeves in a rare interview. It was recorded when Jim Reeves visited Kenya in 1963. First, he talked about his association with RCA Records.
The contract stipulates 8 sides. That would be 4 records maximum each year, but some years we only release 2 records. Some years we release 3. Very rarely do we release 4. Those are singles, and LPs come extra. Usually do about 4 or 5 LPs a year. It's not surprising to find that different tunes are popular in different areas. South Africa, for instance, some of the tunes that have been very big there were never big in the States. Oh, How I Miss You Tonight is typical, I think, of a song that one person away from another person whom they love very much would request for them. It's one of my all-time favorites of the tunes that I've done. And I would like to say a very special thank you to the Armed Forces personnel who request that tune or any other tune of mine. And I'm very gratified that they receive some consolation and enjoyment from it. I appreciate their interest very much.
Oh, how I miss you tonight.
Jim Reeves talking to Keith Hughes in Kenya in 1963. Jim Reeves released an album in South Africa that played at a most unusual speed. We're familiar with 45 RPM 7-inch singles and LPs at 33 1/3, but this LP by Jim Reeves revolved at 16 2/3 RPM. This unusual format was more suited to the spoken word and was quickly discontinued from music. Although the speed gave a longer playing time, the quality of the audio suffered and the surface noise was more intrusive. As a result, the record buyers preferred LPs at 33 1/3.
You'd have a room.
The only other artists I know who've released albums at 16 2/3 are Elvis Presley and Slim Whitman. It's a very rare format indeed. On the 31st of July 1964, Jim Reeves and his manager left Arkansas to fly to Nashville in a single-engine aircraft. While flying over Tennessee, they encountered a violent thunderstorm and the plane crashed. Just before leaving home, Jim Reeves had one final recording session, not with RCA this time, but in a small home studio. The last song was recorded using just an acoustic guitar as accompaniment, and the track was released on the Voice Masters label.
Yes, I'm a hit again. Made it back in your top 10. Thought for a long, long while.
Let us remember Gentleman Jim, Jim Reeves.
All right, thank you very much. So we wanted to include a waltz, and we'd like to do this one especially for our bass player today on Country Style USA, the fellow who travels with us. He's from Cleveland, Kentucky. One of his favorite tunes, naturally, is Kentucky Waltz. We were waltzing that night in Kentucky beneath the beautiful harvest moon. I was the boy who was lucky, but it all ended too soon. As I sit here alone in the moonlight, I can see your smiling face, and I long once more for your embrace in that beautiful Kentucky waltz.
Which voice shall we feature next time? Please leave your suggestions in the comments.